All right, what is up, everyone? So it is episode 4 of B's Quora Answers. For those of you who don't know what that is, Quora.com. There's also an app in your app store. Go download it. It's where you can ask anonymous questions in general, or questions directly to someone. So I've been getting a lot of questions. All right, that's what stemmed this. So I believe that there's a lot more to be had and gained by all of you if I just share it, put it out there in the world, make these videos, things like that, so that you can come back to them. All right, so let's get into it. I have Dimitri. Is deployment in the Marines different from the Army? Every deployment's different across all branches, Dimitri. All right, so what I mean by that is everyone's mission out there is different, which naturally leads to different experiences and what you do inside each branch in terms of your specialty or your job or career field in what you do dictates what your mission is. So, for example, infantrymen are going to have a different experience or mission than those in logistics, than linguists, than supply, all of those things. So, in a way, they're different, but overall, the big end scope of things is all to support each other in what the overall mission is and why we might be in a deployed status. And there's also different types of deployments. You have combat deployments, or for the Marines, for example, you have Marine Expeditionary Units, which is just having individuals in an area should there be a crisis, whether it be both humanitarian or we need to go in and provide some security or help those out in that capacity, because we are a warfighting organization. So hopefully that helps you out, but deployments are differed depending on what you do. And yes, the overall mission for each branch might be different, but it's towards the same end goal. All right, then we got Alexandria. Have you maintained friendships with those you served beside in military combat or deployment? 100%, 1000%, 1,000,000%, infinity percent, yes. Like, I always talk about a lot of the individuals that I have deployed with, because that's where you forge the deepest bonds through the trials, tribulations, and just rigors of training to deploy and doing missions on deployment. That's what forms the deepest bonds. You got to go through shit together, and you develop bonds that are unbreakable and they're almost indescribable. A lot of the times people describe them as stronger than those with their actual blood relation. For example, one of my best friends, first unit together, first deployment together, every mission together, same roommates, platoon, missions, you name it. As I was on recruiting, he became a drill instructor. And for those who don't know who drill instructors are, they are the ones at boot camp training those new recruits to become United States Marines. So I was in Wisconsin, he was out here in California, and as his son was being born, I was getting the play-by-play of that excitement in the hospital, like, hey, she's this many centimeters and everything like that, she's about to push, before his own family a lot of the times. Okay, so if that doesn't paint that picture for you, that's how deep of a bond that you do form. And yes, those relationships are maintained, because once you have those types, they're unbreakable, 100%. And on the flip side, I know a lot of Marines that have gotten out that we still chat it up and stay in contact. And they're like, hey, you ever in the area, you got a place to stay, we'll go out, give you like the royal treatment. Like, that's just how it is, and vice versa. So absolutely. Gil, should my forearms be sore after kettlebell swings? Yes, because you are gripping the kettlebell at some point, and I guarantee you're doing this motion with it, and that works your forearms. Give it a shot, okay? But it works your forearms. So yes, added weight, it's almost like a little bit of weight resistance. It's a supplemental exercise that's going on in the background than the main focus of the kettlebell swing, which is like your upper back, traps, shoulders, things like that. All right? Robert, is there such a thing as getting too much aerobic exercise every day? All right, so it's kind of like lifting weights, whether you're looking to cut or whether you're looking to bulk. Same thing kind of with cardio. You got aerobic, anaerobic. One, we're working the heart and the lungs and the cardiovascular system. The other one, our muscles are reacting and our body is reacting in a different way, where you're actually targeting some fat. A lot of times it's done fasted, whatever the case is. I wouldn't say you can do too much of it. just as long as, and here's what I mean by that, like if your foundation is right, your nutrition is all right to supplement the energy and the macros, your protein, carbs, and fats that you need for that type of exercise and the amount that you're doing, then you should be fine. But you always want to change it up because you're going to hit a plateau, much like when you lift. You know, you ever hear someone, I can't get over 225 pounds on bench. Change up the routine because your body's used to it. That's all plateauing is. Your body's getting used to it. You need to change it up. That's why in order to get faster at long distances, you do intervals, which is sprints. You know, you just don't run forever all the time because your body's going to get broken down too much. It's going to get used to it, and then it's going to start storing things. Whereas if you work intervals or sprints, wind sprints, or run with a weighted vest, some weighted hikes, incline at 3 to 3.5 miles an hour, you change it up. Your body can't get used to it, and you will always work to improve, and it coincides with what your goals are in the other type of cardio. So change it up. I don't think you can do too much, but if it suffices and you're healthy and you have the nutrition there you go, man. Shane, how do I lose muscle and fat in my pecs and arms? I'm a guy, 30, and I want to be bone thin. Having muscles doesn't appeal to me. How do I lose the little muscle I do have in my pecs and arms so I can look even thinner? All right, so if you're looking to lose all of that, I don't recommend, honestly, anything, Shane, because you're going to have some sort of muscle and fat storage unless you're training for a show. If you're looking to get rid of, it sounds like quite a bit so that there's almost nothing, I would say there's something else going on, okay? And what I mean by that, I'm going to be real with you, is it sounds like usually if you want to be that thin, that there's some thought there that is causing you to feel that way. You see it a lot of the times in models, okay? It leads to a lot of more psychology things or internal things like your self-esteem, or you think you need to look a certain way to be accepted, things like that make you feel like you want to do this. Now here's why I say it's not really healthy, man. Your body needs muscle in order to do anything. Okay, so to get rid of all of it or almost all of it is almost impossible. Okay, so same with the fat, because that's all down to nutrition. And if you're looking and asking for how do you lose that stuff, it's almost like you become where you just don't use your muscles. It's like if you don't use them, you lose them. But then you become lazy, and then lazy transfers into the rest of your life. And if it transfers into the rest of your life, your career goes down the shitter. If your career goes down the shitter, then we're getting into money problems. And usually with money problems, we lead to other circumstances and extreme circumstances in which to gain revenue, because you need money to live, you need a roof over your head, okay? So it's a big picture there, man. So I wouldn't recommend, okay, losing that much, because then it's not gonna be healthy, number one, and you're not gonna look healthy. You're gonna look like someone who's been starved for years and years and years and have been in a prison and eating water and bread forever. I don't recommend it at all, 100%. Hands down, don't recommend that, all right? So, sorry, it's probably not the answer you're looking for, Shane, but I'm going to keep it real, because I honestly think it's a vision of yourself and how you see yourself, and that you feel the need to lose those things, all right? So, hopefully that helps you out, though, in some way, shape, or form. But that's what I got for you, man. All right. Then we got Adam. How many calories should a 310-pound, 6-foot tall guy eat? I'm mildly active. Hey, Adam, it's hard to calculate off the top of my head, but I use a calculator at mytransformationstartstoday.com. You just create a login. You have nutrition things, your calculator, stuff like that. I've helped tens of people do this, so if you want some help with that, let me know. It can get confusing. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, okay? My handle should be popping up periodically here through the video. Hit me up. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Emmett, what size dumbbell is heavy enough for most men's long-term needs? All right, so something you got to understand, Emmett, it's all about your routine and how many reps you do per set. All right, and what we call working weight and kind of maxing out and things like that. So I'm going to keep it very simple. Let's say you're doing dumbbell curls and you're using 10-pound dumbbells. All right, and you're going for 10 reps per set, and you're going to do 5 sets. So five different occasions, you're going to do 10 reps with the dumbbell curls. Okay, if you get through all 10 and you kind of feel it in the muscles, you kind of feel the tired, you kind of feel the sore, then I would say increase the weight to 12 and a half, 15 pounds. And then let's say you do the next set and you get 10, a little bit of struggle. All right, got it, bump it up to 17 and a half, 20, depending on how the dumbbells increase where you're at. And then now let's say you're on your third set of 10, and all of a sudden on rep number 7, 8, you're starting to struggle, 9's even worse, and 10, we're getting it up, but we almost need a spotter to lift it up. That is now your working weight. Okay, the one where you're struggling, if you're doing 10 reps, okay, between 7 and 8, that's your working weight, which means you're still going to get those microfiber tears in your muscle, but you're still improving and it's not comfortable. All right, that's where you want to be. So there isn't a set generic weight per person, per individual, because my strength is different than your strength. So your working weight is going to be different than my working weight. All right, so you can't judge it off of a basic thing. You got to figure out what weight, and this goes for any exercise, at what repetition does it, when you get about 3/4 to 80% of the way through, so 75 to 80% through, which weight allows you to get that far. That's the weight. Now, if you want to increase, I always recommend doing a little bit more the next set, and then if you're really struggling and your form's off, that's where you can bump it back down. But at least you put in that extra work to get you quicker results. As long as your nutrition's on point, you should be golden. All right? John, what is a good full body workout regimen for getting ripped for a beginner? You can Google a ton of them, John, 100%. I don't have an end-all be-all workout routine. However, I do have more basic beginner routines that I shoot out to people. Should you want it, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Let me know, and I'd be more than happy to email them to you. Not a problem. To actually get you a step in the right direction. A lot of the times it's just being exposed to a routine, and then your creative brain can go wild. But I got anything from beginning, intermediate, to more advanced, to oh my god, this fucking sucks, to hey, this is tolerable, I'm just getting into it. Okay, so if you want some help there, John, if you're having trouble Googling it or researching, I'm assuming you have already because you're asking the question, hit me up on one of those 2 platforms and I'd be more than happy to help you out. Paras, does doing push-ups and lifting dumbbells 20 pounds reduce face/cheek fat? All right. This is understanding how our body gets rid of fat in general. All right, so physical activity gets rid of fat no matter what, but it's what fat gets targeted first. Okay, here's the pattern that I've seen. Usually, when you start getting active again, okay, you start getting active and whether it's weightlifting, body weight training, aerobic exercise, cardio, right? You're going to lose fat from top down and bottom up. Okay, so from our face, our lovely double chin, our neck, things like that. Then our thighs, our quads, our glutes, our hams, up to, and they meet in the middle at the waist. That's just naturally how I've seen it work for people. And actually, someone just told me that that's exactly how it's going for them as well. So with that, okay, understand that and how our body's going to target the fat. Another thing that I think it does it like that is because where are our vital organs? Our vital organs are in our torso, right? So your body naturally, I believe, stores that fat as like that cushion, that buffer, because it's always going to want to protect the vital organs in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so think of it like our body's thinking the fat's like armor. Plus, it's also the store in what needs the energy first and foremost right away. Vital organs, okay, in order to keep functioning. So that's all fat is. It's energy stores that our body thinks it needs right here, right now, and it's available right there around your vital organs. All right, so hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Then we got Sid. What will happen if I'm 13 and went to the gym for 3 months and then stopped? Would there be any impact on my height? Your height? Probably not, man. Your weight? Yes, definitely. Okay, because now, unless you change your nutrition, okay? Oops. Oh, excuse me. So, unless you change your nutrition to supplement for that, okay, nothing should change with your height, okay, like at all. If you stop just working out, all right. Now, maybe what I could see possibly, okay, is you have a little bit more rigid, better posture just because of the form you have to do with lifts, and maybe you can get lazy at that point and you can kind of slouch and shrug rather than, you're sitting here and you're repping out some lat pull downs and it's forcing us into a little bit better posture. That's something I could see, and you get a little slouch, but just don't be lazy. Supplement the nutrition. I mean, I don't recommend not working out for 3 months unless you absolutely have no choice. Make it a priority in your life. All right. So, Luis, what is the best bag for a university and gym? So, I'm assuming you're looking for like a backpack gym bag. There's a ton out there, okay? I mean, any backpack really can get turned into a gym bag. It's all about how much you take to the gym. You want to look at your dimensions, how much you can store in it, how much you can't, things like that. So, just find what works for you, okay? And what will work for your lifestyle. I know at firstform.com, if you look at their gear, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter though too. I could shoot you a link that gives you free priority shipping, all of that stuff. But it's very good quality. I know they got some gym bags that look like book bags and stuff like that. Other than that, you can do some simple Google searches and go ahead and see what's best going to fit your lifestyle. Lennox. Do Marines still have hand-me-down equipment, or are they now starting to buy their own guns and scopes, etc.? All right, so yes, back in the day, or there's that running joke that the Marine Corps gets everyone else's hand-me-downs, which, you know what, some new gear comes in another branch and we can utilize it absolutely. It saves on funding. If it still functions, it still does what we need it to do, rather than buying brand new ones. Like, you take care of it, it'll take care of you. So in some aspects, yes. In some aspects, no. Actually, right now, they are field testing. My unit is field testing a replacement vehicle for one of our vehicles. Actually, 2 of them. We got 2 testing things going on that are going to be specific to the Marine Corps and no other branch of service, and other services are going to look at it after we do. There's a lot of other gear that is specific to the Marine Corps because we are the only ones that work with the companies and use them. No other branch has any rights to that. So it's a yes and no answer, okay? I will tell you that the Marine Corps is getting more and more towards our own specific gear set so that we can do our occupation or our missions 10 times more effectively, 10 times better, and not have to worry about any hand-me-downs or anything like that. Does it happen overnight? No. Do we share gear? Yes. Okay? That's the answer I got for you. Now, what I always say in caveat to that hand-me-down comment is we have less gear, but we do more. Think about that one, all right? Then we got Lennox again. What is MARSOC's primary mission? All right, for those of you who do not know what MARSOC is, that's M-A-R-S-O-C, Marine Special Operations Command. So that's our Special Forces, okay? It's actually the youngest branch in the Special Forces. I actually had my package completed and submitted the day I went to go to submit it to become a MARSOC operator. When I found out that the Marine Corps wanted me to do a special duty assignment and recruiting was it. So that put a hold on that. But MARSOC does all those type of high visibility, sensitive missions, much like every Special Forces branch does. Special Forces force in each branch, okay? Everyone's mission is different. What I will say, a lot of the training is similar. It comes down to the mindset, and here's something that's unique to MARSOC. Not only is it the youngest, but we are the only branch of service, meaning the Marine Corps, that you have to be a Marine for at least 2 years before you even decide you want to become part of that community. All right. Every other branch of service you could enlist right into that induct process or process to become part of their special forces. All right. Why? Because we already have our high standards being a United States Marine. Now, if we are going to take those standards and exploit them even more, meaning have a higher quality and caliber of special force community, that's why we do it that way. All right. So MARSOC's primary mission is to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, just like any United States Marine, or those who raise the right hand in any other branch. Now, their sole purpose, we do have additional capabilities, such as our amphibious routes, much along the lines of synonymous with the Navy SEALs. Okay, so with that, that's MARSOC. That's what they do. That's a little bit of the difference between MARSOC, again, Marine Special Operations Command, and the rest of the forces out there in the Spec Ops community. All right, so that's what I got for you guys today. All right, a little bit of variety, so some Marine Corps, military, relationships, things like that. Also some physical fitness, but I appreciate these questions hands down 100% because I love the feedback that I get from you guys. I know there have been some comments like, hey, thank you so much. I just got a message today, hey, thank you so much for sending me that video, and it was in a message, in a DM, direct message on Instagram, saying thank you for answering it, was asking me some other questions. I shot him another video that I did from something that I get asked all the time, and he literally was like, hey, thank you, this probably just changed my life forever. So keep them coming. I want to keep bringing that for you and more people. If you have someone who is just scared to answer any other or ask any questions, whatever, I will shoot it straight. I will not sugarcoat shit. I will not bullshit you. I will not blow smoke where the sun don't shine. I'll let you know my opinion and my observations, my viewpoints, without any filter, no smoke screens. All right, I believe in transparency because that's not there. That's another reason why I wanted to do this for you guys. Just like that sneeze, I'm not editing it. Not happening. Why? Because it's real life. All right, so peace for now, and as always, stay motivated.